Hey everyone, my name is Josh TOLAN and I'm the CEO of SparkHire, the leading video interviewing platform used by thousands of organizations around the world. And this is the Recruiting Reel, a video series in which we discuss real recruiting challenges with prominent recruiting experts so you walk away with actionable tips you can apply to your own recruiting. As your organization begins to scale and hiring seems to be happening at a rapid pace, it's more critical than ever that you are still focusing on finding the best long-term fits for your organization. Thankfully, we have the perfect person on the show for this topic in Brad Owens. He is a hiring and retention expert at hrcoaching.com, and through his work, Brad helps tons of businesses solve challenges that are plaguing their hiring processes. He is also the host of the Small Business Hiring Podcast. So without further ado, I'll hand it over to Brad.
My name's Brad Owens, B-R-A-D-O-W-E-N-S. I am the hiring and retention expert at hrcoaching.com. So hiring and retention expert at hrcoaching.com. Brad Owens. What I'm going to cover today is what are the challenges companies face when hiring too quickly during times of rapid growth, and what are the top traits and maybe responses to look for in the interview that demonstrate long-term fit. I'm just going to get right into it here. So it's an awesome problem to need to hire very, very quickly because you've got a period of rapid growth. But some of the things that companies overlook is what type of people you're hiring during that rapid growth. So the typical problem that I see companies fall into is they hire based on skill set. They look at, okay, here's the project that we have that we need to get completed. Here's the people that can do that because they have this specific skill set. Good for you in the near term because you're going to get this project completed. But long term, you may not be hiring the people that are best fit for your organization that'll stick around after this project is done. Think about it. If you hire someone who's just got one specific technology experience, what happens when that technology is no longer used? You're stuck with just the shell of this employee, right? That now needs to train on something else. So it's a really easy problem to fall into when you start hiring for simply skill set. So the things that I like to advocate companies do interviews focused on specific attributes that'll really ensure a long-term fit for your organization. And this is called attributional interviewing. So the things that you want to look for are someone's attitude, their aptitude, their accomplishments, their adaptability, their appreciation, and are they amiable? So let's go into each one of those in detail here. So attitude, what do you need to listen for? Because look, this is not some, hey, ask this magical question and you're gonna find the perfect person for your organization type of interview strategy. This is simply listening for the right attributes that are gonna be a long-term fit for your organization. So attitude, what you need to listen for, it kind of depends on your company, but the typical kind of attitude that people wanna see is this person upbeat? Are they positive? Do they, maybe badmouth their former employer or something like that? Just make sure you're listening out for things that will give you some sort of key into their attitude towards, work, themselves, other people, that kind of thing. And then you got aptitude, which is one of the biggest ones when you're scaling quickly, because if they don't have the aptitude, which is the ability to come up to speed quickly, you're not going to really have anyone on staff after this project is done. Whatever you're scaling up for, when that's done, this person's not going to be able to learn anything new. So you need to ask them questions around when they've been faced with having to learn new things quickly before, what their learning process is, and make sure that they're up to the task of being a long-term fit for your organization. And then there's accomplishments. Now we all know there's a big difference between what you can do and what you've done for someone else, right? So yeah, you might have this awesome skill set, but if you've never done anything with it, then who cares? So make sure you ask some questions around what you've done with your skill set in the past, what this candidate has done with their skill set in the past, and listen for that. Make sure they've actually done something with this amazing skill set they put on their resume. And then there's adaptability. Your organization is going to go through changes. Obviously, you're going through one right now, right? Rapid scale. So you need someone who's adaptable, who can run in these types of environments, who can go with this high-paced, huge uptick in activity, but then when the activity's done, they're still going to be able to hang and be okay sticking around with the new group that's there, with all these new people coming in. They're still going to jive with everyone because they're adaptable. So look for that adaptability. And then appreciation. So this is, we all know that person who's you've had an interview and said, tell me about your former employer, and they just trash them. You don't want that kind of person. You want the person who can show a genuine appreciation for the jobs they've had and the people they've had in their lives up to this point, because it's all gotten them to the point of being able to interview with your company. And, do they appreciate others' inputs on other projects, right? Do they understand that they weren't the only one that was responsible for all these things? There were other factors that led to that. So do they show appreciation? You got to listen for that. And then the easiest one for you to probably assess just on that, what people call gut feeling, is amiable. So are they easy to get along with? Are they well liked by others? Check their references. Make sure they're well liked by their former employers, employees, coworkers. Make sure you check these references thoroughly because you're gonna wanna make sure that they're gonna fit with you. Don't bring them into an office environment if you really wanna get a good feel for, are they amiable, will they get along with everyone? What I suggest is people throw a kind of a cultural hiring event, something that will reflect your culture. Let's say you're an outdoors company. Go on a big outdoor hike or rent a picnic shelter at some sort of big park and put a whole bunch of games out there and bring all these candidates there and let them meet the team. Make sure they jive with everyone. So amiable, are they easy to get along with? Are they well liked? So those 6 attributes are probably gonna be the best thing to keep in mind for a long-term fit. Again, this is called attributional interviewing. You can actually get this whole guide if you go to yourinterviewguide.com. It's actually, you can download all these attributes and example questions for all of them that you want to use. So make sure to go to yourinterviewguide.com to get that. But really, it's attitude, aptitude, accomplishments, adaptability, appreciation, and amiable. If you look for those 6 attributes, I think you'll have a great long-term fit for your organization. Congrats on your rapid growth, but hopefully you get hiring right.
You nailed it, Brad. I think that one of the things that many growing organizations struggle with is they focus on hiring for the now because the immediate need is so pressing. As a result, they focus on, can this person do the job right now? And if the answer is yes, they hire them. While that solves the short-term need, you end up with a lot of people that might hit a plateau within your organization sooner than later. Your advice on using attributional interviewing is key to finding people who have what it takes to be a positive contributor now and in the future. A 7th attribute that I'd like to add to this list is ambition. Does the candidate have the motivation to be with your organization for the long run? Why do they want to join your company? You're growing fast, but the only way to grow faster is to hire ambitious people that will push the envelope to help you continue to grow. I want to thank Brad Owens for joining the show today and for the awesome tips. If you'd like to learn more about his company and his podcast, check out hrcoaching.com. To connect with Brad on LinkedIn, use the URL below. Also follow him on Twitter at Brad Owens. Thank you so much for watching this episode of The Recruiting Reel. For additional HR and recruiting related content, head over to hr.sparkhire.com and subscribe to our newsletter. Also follow us on Twitter at Sparkhire and subscribe to our YouTube channel to be the first to know about the newest episodes of The Recruiting Reel. Thanks again for watching and happy recruiting.